Lady podcast. My name is Kay and I am coming to you from Havelock, North Carolina, where I live with my husband and our 2 sons. It is Tuesday, February 7th, I believe. It's the 7th, right? Yes, February 7th. It is a little after 7:30 in the morning. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady. And there is also a group for the podcast on Ravelry. If you just go to the groups tab and search Crazy Sock Lady Podcast, you can find it there. That is where you will find any information about knit-alongs, giveaways. There is so much fun stuff going on in the group. I am loving seeing everyone participating in all the knit-alongs that we have going on, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. There's a giveaway going on, which we will talk about in a minute as well. There's also an Ask Me thread, so if you ever have any questions, just pop those in there and I will either answer them in the thread or on the podcast. So yes, I hope that you will go over and join the group and take part in all of the stuff that we have going on right now. Yes, today you will probably know if you are a regular viewer, which speaking of, if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. If you are a new viewer, I hope that you enjoy the podcast. Thank you so much for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, make sure to give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. That is how you will be notified when any new episodes go up. But if you are a returning viewer, you will know that I am not scheduled to record until the 14th, but here I am. Because, guys, if I waited until next week, it would have been a long one. I have so much to talk to you guys about today. I thought if I give it another week, there's just gonna be way too much, and I felt like I would have to cut some things out, and I really didn't want to do that. So you guys get a little bonus episode this week. Usually it's every 2 weeks. It'll be every week here for now anyways. I'll probably go back to every 2 weeks afterwards. We'll see. There's just so much going on with the podcast and I'm enjoying it so much that I just couldn't wait another week. There was absolutely no way. None. I just missed you guys too much too. I really do enjoy getting to sit down and record this podcast and get it up and just chatting with everybody. I don't know. I just enjoy it and there is a ton of stuff to talk about today. So we will go ahead and jump right in. The run through of what we are going to talk about today is all of the knit-along information. We have quite a few knit-alongs going on and we will discuss one that is upcoming. We will show a finished object. I do have one. And I also have a half finished object. That is super exciting and I cannot wait to chat with you guys about. We will talk about what has been called Cozy Memories, but we are going to change that segment. That is going to be called Let's Get Scrappy, because it's not just about cozy memories now, guys. We got the crochet corner to corner blanket to chat about. Not really today though, because I haven't worked on it since I showed it last, but we're gonna go ahead and change the name of that segment to Let's Get Scrappy. We have some works in progress to show and mail. So much mail. And then we will end with just some general chatter as usual. So first up, knit-alongs. We will give the run through and I do have something to show you with this first one. I'm just drinking coffee today. This is in my Arizona mug that my friend Marina sent me. And I've just got some coffee with peppermint mocha creamer, because you guys know I'm obsessed with anything peppermint and especially this. I did find some more at the store. I talked last week about how I found some at the store and I bought all that they had. I think I talked about that last week. But I found more and I didn't buy them out this time. I did leave some, but I bought like 3 more bottles. I'm just obsessed and it says it's good until June and I'm like, I'll use it all by then. And I have heard people say they freeze it, so if I don't use it, I can always freeze it. Okay, this is my first cup of coffee today, so I'm trying to down this bad boy because I didn't sleep very good last night for some reason, which is very unusual for me. I have found that Eric's on evenings right now, and when he's on evenings, I just don't sleep as well. I sometimes he doesn't get home. I go to bed early and he doesn't get home until midnight or after sometimes. So I find that I am just listening for any small noise. And you do that already as a mom, but I'm doing it even more when he's on this shift. So I just don't sleep quite as well. I wake up a lot more often than normal. The first knit along that we have going on is the Sock Crazy Cow. That is a year-long knit along for 2017. It is for as many socks as you can make. You make the socks, you go, you list them, and that enters you into a prize. Even if you only make one sock this year, you're entered. We have people that have finished 10 already. It is blowing my mind how fast some people are knitting socks. I thought I was a pretty speedy sock knitter, but I'm kind of failing so far this year. I feel like I have not knit quite as many. My sock mojo has really been back though, which you'll see when we talk about finished objects and whips. So I'm really back into enjoying socks. I feel like I was kind of in a shawl mode and now I'm back into sock mode. But yes, Sock Crazy Cow will be going on year long. So as you finish those, just go pop them in the FO thread. Be sure to go into the chatter thread. That will have the full list of rules, and any prizes that they come in will be posted in there. And that goes for all knit alongs that will be hosted in my group. The chatter thread will have rules and prizes as they come in. So you can head over there and check that out. And I do want to show you guys a prize that I'm going to be adding into the Sock Crazy Knit Along. The way that the drawings will work for that, I will draw for every 3 months. So January, February, and March, and then I will draw the first podcast in April, choosing from those 3 months using random number generator for however many prizes we have for that time. But I wanted to add this in because I thought this would be a fun little thing, and I don't know that I'll do it for every single drawing. I would like to, but we will see as the year goes along. But you guys have seen, I've shown this before. This is my Notions container. It has all of these little containers. These little spots to put things, a big one on this side and then a bunch of little ones. And I keep a ton of stuff in here for my socks. So what I thought would be kind of fun to do for the Sock Crazy Knit Along is to give one of these away. And not just the case, but fill it with some of my favorite must-have notions for when I'm making socks. So what I have done, I've ordered a few of these. And it is the Perfect Notion case, and it is by Nancy's Knit Knacks, which you can find online, nancysknitknacks.com. And that is where I ordered these. They come in a pack of 2. I cannot remember what the price was, but you get 2 in a pack. And they pick the colors. You don't get to pick the colors or anything, but that doesn't bother me. So yes, that is where I ordered those. Previously, I had ordered them on Amazon when I ordered mine, but they were not available on there any longer, so I did have to order them through the actual website. And then I have also, I've gotten, this is just a little zipper pouch from Jimmy Bean's Wool. Eric had ordered me a subscription for their little sampler yarn thing. I cannot remember what it was called, but it came every month in one of these little zipper pouches, which is so nice for notions and things. But I have just kind of been putting little bits in here as I order them to fill the Notions case with. I'm going to try to put some of my favorite stitch markers, progress keepers. I have started here and there getting some snips. These are the Hiya snips, and I absolutely love these. I have quite a few, and I try to have one in each of my Notions, or each of my project bags with my Notions. So I will be including one of those. And then also, this is one of my favorite tools, a Susan Bates handy tool. I don't know how well, I hope there's not too big of a glare. It is a crochet hook on one end and then just a pointed tip on the other. And these are great for picking up stitches or for helping pick up your gusset stitches. If you you know, mess up and you need to drop down and fix something, or you have a drop stitch. For cables, I've used the pointed tip for a cable needle. This is just a great to have in your project bag. So I have ordered some of those as well. So the prize pack will be getting this, some snips, the little handy tool, and then like I said, I will also include some like darning needles, stitch markers, progress keepers, any other little goodies that I can think of that I like to use for socks. I will pop in here. Obviously the handy tool does not fit in here. The snips do. I think this one has some. The snips do fit right in that side. But yeah, I'll just pop some little different things in there. My favorite things to use for socks. And I thought that would be super fun to do as a prize for the Sock Crazy Knit Along. So I did want to make sure to show you guys that. I had it last week, but I think I forgot about it last week to show you that I got that. So I'm going to try to buy those throughout the year and put together little kits for when I do the drawings. Also, we have the Selfish Knit Along, and that ends March 31st. So you do still have a while for that, and that is anything that you're making for yourself. Again, the full list of rules and pictures of all of the prizes are listed in the chatter thread. And we also have the Timey Wimey cow. That is the Doctor Who cow that I am co-hosting with Meg from Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits podcast. And that as well ends March 31st. It started February 1st. So 2 months for that one. And, oh, for that I should say the chatter thread is in my group and the finished objects thread is in Meg's group. So for all knit alongs, please make sure that you are members of the group on Ravelry to participate. And if you have any questions about anything, just feel free to pop it in the chatter thread. And I try so hard to check that every day. Sometimes I don't get a chance to, and I don't always get a chance to comment back on things, but I do always hit that love button. And I made a mistake yesterday. I was in a finished objects thread checking through the posts that had been made on it, and there was a pair of socks that I loved. So I didn't even think, and I commented back, and then I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is the finished objects thread. I just got so excited. So you guys, I see everything, and there are times I want to comment back so bad in the finished objects thread or any giveaway threads. Yeah, yesterday I made that mistake, so I did delete the post so that it wouldn't mess with everything too bad and I wouldn't end up drawing myself for that. I think that was in the sock. Might have been in the Selfish one. But anyways, it was in one of those, and I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding. But, okay, that is it for the current knit-alongs. Stay on track here. Going off on tangents today. That is it for the current knit-alongs. We do have an upcoming knit-along that I mentioned last week, and there has been a lot of people interested in doing it. So I want to go ahead and put it on the upcoming list. That will start April 1st, and it is a sock blank along. For that, it is anything. You could make anything. Obviously, socks from a sock blank, but if you want to use it for a shawl, I don't care. As long as you are knitting from a sock blank, it will count for that knit along. So that will start April 1st. We do already have a prize. I will not mention it or show anything until we get it in-house here yet, but we do already have one prize that is being donated for that. So that is super, super exciting. And I am knitting on my very first sock blank, which I will show in WIPs, and loving it. So I cannot wait for this knit along. And I'm glad that there are other people that are excited about it as well. Okay, I also want to make sure I mention the Bags by Awesome Granny giveaway that we have going on right now. The prize for that, this is my bag. The one that is for the prize is still wrapped up in the prize drawer over there. So this is the Knit Me a Heart bag. Nice handle, awesome zipper. The inside is polka dots. And I did show this last week, but I thought I would go ahead and show it again. And make sure that you guys don't forget to head over to the Ravelry group. And there is a thread open in there for how you can win this. Just answer the prompt. It is anything you want to tell me about Valentine's Day, any special traditions you have, anything you're doing this year, your favorite memory from Valentine's Day, whatever the case may be. And there are a ton of fun things in there. I'm really enjoying reading all of that, the things you guys do with your kids or your spouses. So make sure that you get entered into that. I will draw on the next podcast, which is scheduled for February 14th, Valentine's Day. So make sure that you get entered before next week. I will close it that morning. And Darlene is just amazing, and she's also given us a coupon code for the podcast. So if you head over to her shop and use the code CrazySockLady15, that will get you 15% off your order. So be sure to take advantage of that, because her fabrics, she just picks the best fabrics. She had some amazing Christmas ones, and this one is just perfect. Perfect for Valentine's Day and any time of the year, I think. This is holding my corner to corner crochet blanket, and this is going to be its house until it outgrows it, which hopefully it eventually will. So yes, I love this bag. Absolutely love it. Okay, that is it for admin stuff. That's all that we had to chat about with all of that. So we are going to take a tiny little break here. I need more coffee. It's need lots of coffee kind of a morning. So I'm going to go get a refill on my coffee and bring over finished objects and whips and everything scrappy that we are going to chat about, and I will be right back in just a moment. All right, time to show you my one finished object. I was working on some socks for my cousin, Tommy. He's actually my dad's cousin, so my second cousin, I guess. But he had asked for some socks. So I finished these over the weekend, and I love them. I really, truly love them. Here we go. Look how good that turned out. This yarn is Cascade Heritage Prints. The collar number is 44. And then for the heels and toes, I used Knit Pick Stroll Fingering in Ash. And I just did a standard heel flap and gusset, a rounded toe. The cuff is knit to purl to ribbing. And I cast on 64 stitches and did 20 rows for the cuff, 60 rows for the leg, and then I think the foot ended up being 70 rows exactly, so kind of cool. And I really like them. I'm going to get these shipped out to him tomorrow. Another reason I wanted to record today, to actually have these to show. I feel like a lot of the times I usually have one finished object that I can't even show because it's been worn, it's being worn, it's already been sent to its recipient, so I thought I would record today and you could see these. So there's one. The other one I don't have on the blocker, but there it is. And I'm so happy with these. I just love how this yarn worked up, and I love the collars. And hopefully they fit. That is always my worry when I do socks as a gift for someone, is that they will not fit properly. So hopefully they will fit. They will be on their way to West Virginia tomorrow. So we will see when he gets them. He said he will model them and send me pictures. So we will see how they fit. Oh, I need lots of coffee, guys. I have really become addicted to coffee. I mean, I loved coffee before, but it's like a whole other level of addiction. Here lately, I haven't even been drinking tea. It's been coffee, coffee, coffee all the time. Not complaining though. Okay, so that was my only finished object. And I don't think I mentioned I did those on my usual size 1 2.25 millimeter needles. And I worked those up on my Knitter's Pride carbons, which I am loving. I'm kind of disappointed though. I told you guys last week I had ordered another pair because I liked them so much. I got this other pair. I ordered them through Amazon. I got them immediately the next morning after I got them, I cast on my sock blank socks using them. The join was terrible, guys. Terrible. I was having to move like each stitch with my nail. So I just took them off. Excuse me. I did email the seller on Amazon and let them know that there was an issue. So they are supposed to, of course, they were out of stock when I emailed them. So they were supposed to be getting some more in and sending me a new pair. So hopefully that pair is better. I'm kind of wondering if this is why people don't like the fixed carbons. But I got so lucky with that first pair. I had no problems. The join was perfect on that. And then this one is just awful. So I guess we'll see how the third one is. If we get 2 good ones out of 3 or 2 bad ones out of 3. We'll see. They didn't ask me to send the other ones back. So I've still got those, but I don't think that they'll be something I'll ever use. Even with a shawl or something. I mean, I was trying magic loop with socks, which is a pain when you're having to move stitches like that. And I don't know, maybe if I tried to do them for a, well, no, because they're a size 1. Why would I use that for a shawl? I don't know. I probably won't use them because the join was just horrible. Absolutely horrible. So kind of disappointed on that because I was so happy with the other pair that I had. Okay, so that's it for actual finished objects, but I do have a hoe today. I have a half finished object, and this, I had debated kind of keeping this on the down low until I completely decided what I wanted to do. I had kind of been toying with the idea of writing up a sock pattern, trying my hand at designing, if you will. When I was crocheting all the time, that is something that was like second nature to me, not writing up patterns to sell, but making up my own patterns. With knitting, I've kind of done it here and there. Or I'll change patterns. I don't know. I had just never really given it too much thought until recently. And I was like, you know, I have these ideas in my head for sock patterns. So I sat down and I had my graph paper and I was like, I'm just going to try it. Just gonna see where it goes. So I came up with one that I really like. I did have to tweak it a bit from what my original idea was. So I kind of put the original idea on the back burner for now to mess with later. But when I was doing this, Austin sat down with me on the couch as I'm kind of using the graph paper to kind of sketch out a chart. And he kind of helped me because at one point I'm like, oh, it's not gonna work. Gotta work this up a different way. So he kind of helped me figure out a different way to do it. Smart little cookie that he is. And so my very first sock pattern will at some point be up on Ravelry. I don't know exactly when yet, for the reason being I just finished the first sock last night. So I am ready to write up kind of a rough draft, if you will, of the pattern. And then what I plan on doing is getting that sent out to testers. I do have 3 people that have offered to test it for me, so thank you so much, ladies. So I am going to get that out to them hopefully by the end of this week. And then as soon as I get input back from them, make any changes that need made and write up a final version of the pattern and get pictures and stuff, it will be ready to go. I am going to knit the second sock for this along with the testers so that I can kind of test what I wrote up as well. But I am very excited and I absolutely love it. So without further ado, we'll show you my very first sock design and I hope that you guys like it as well. First, let me show you the yarn that I'm using. Said without further ado, but I lied. So the yarn that I'm using, I showed last week. It was sent to the podcast by the amazingly wonderful Emily of Wool Fiend, Etsy, Instagram, and podcast. So be sure to check her out if you haven't already. I decided, she sent one for a prize and one for me to keep. I decided to keep this one. This is her Mother of Dragons colorway on a pure BFL base. It is 100% superwash BFL, which is a blue-faced Leicester. So here's her label. And you guys, this is my first time working with BFL, period. Whether it had nylon, no nylon, this is my very first time. I love it. It feels so sturdy and nice. And I tried the stock on last night and it fit amazing. I cannot speak highly enough of her yarn, this base, her use of collar. It is just perfect. So now, truly, without further ado, here we go. I'm kind of nervous to show you my very first sock design. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous to kind of take that step, but here we go. And I will give you guys a close-up as well, but there's the full sock. And here's a close-up. Hopefully you guys can really see the pattern. It just has some texture. There we go. I think that's showing up pretty well. And I love it, you guys. I am very, very happy with it. I love the way that this yarn worked up in this pattern. I absolutely love it. So I have my notebook with all of my kind of a jumbled mess of notes that I made while doing this. So I'm going to get that all ready to go by Friday, hopefully. And yeah, I love it, and I hope that you guys like it, and I hope to see some socks knit up in this pattern. Yeah, I've been kind of nervous to show you guys. I posted some pictures on Instagram, but it's I don't know, taking that step and saying, okay, I want to design socks, or wherever it may lead me. It's kind of nerve-wracking. It's exciting, but kind of scary at the same time. So hopefully you guys like it. All right, so that was my other finished object. It's a half object, but that will be put on the back burner for just a little bit now while I get the other one, or get the rough draft ready to go for testers, and then I will work up the second one with them so that I can test what I've written out. Make sure that it all makes sense. But I am holding this in my Stitchin' You bags, my Wizard of Oz bag. And I've said it so many times before, but I absolutely adore her bags. They are so well made. And the inside has yellow brick road fabric. It's just perfect. Eric got me this for my birthday. Okay, so I have no other finished objects, half objects, nothing to show you. So what we will do is just jump right in with our, well, it was Cozy Memories segment, but it's now Let's Get Scrappy segment. Okay, if you are a returning viewer, you know that I only show my Cozy Memories blanket on the first podcast of every month, just because sometimes there isn't a lot of progress made on it, and it's just a lot to try to show every week if there is progress made on it. So we do this once a month, first podcast of the month. So we will start our Let's Get Scrappy segment with my Cozy Memories. And I hold my Cozy Memories, and it is kind of outgrowing it. The blanket is not outgrowing it, just the amount of minis. This is just a 31 basket. I've had this for years. So I hold it in this. I'm actually gonna set it over here. Get organized here a bit. Okay. It has grown a lot, you guys. How many squares did I do? I wrote it down. I've been trying to keep track of how many grams of yarn I use, what patterns I'm doing, how many socks I'm doing, or hats or shawls throughout this year, so that I know more at the end of the year. Okay, this is the total of what I made, and different things like that. So I've been doing it with my Cozy Memories too, And I think I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15 squares in January. So that's pretty good. And then I've done 2 squares, right? 2 squares so far in February. So I have 17 new squares since the last time you've seen it. Oh no, there we go. The progress keepers were tangled. So here, I have no idea if you can see that. That should show you all the new squares. That is where the progress keepers are. I mark the new squares with those. And as you can tell, I am squaring it off. Finally, I've been saying that for a while, but I'm getting there. I'm almost squared off. And it's getting big. I had originally wanted to do this for my king size bed, but I had been, for one, thinking that's going to take forever. And then I was watching Legacy Fiber Arts podcast with Sue and Chelsea, and they had talked about, it was Sue that said she had been doing it for a king size and for her bed, and then she thought, who's going to see it? It's going to be, you know, in the bedroom. Who's going to see it? Yeah, that kind of changed my mind for me. I don't think I'm going to do a king size for the bed because I want people to see it. I want it to be out on the couch where everyone can use it and see it. And so I'm just going to do a throw size or something. I don't know. We'll see as it goes when I decide it's big enough. But yeah, so it shouldn't take quite as long, right? But I've done quite a bit on it. And I have kept up with my ends a good bit. Just the ones down here, the newer ones, are not woven in, but I really like it. And I think what I'm going to do at the end is go around the whole blanket with, I'll probably pick a solid collar to do it in and do an I-cord bind off. It'll take forever, but I think it will look really, really nice when it's done. So I won't go through every single square, but you can see these are all of the new ones, and some of these are from projects that I've done, like this crazy bright square was from Austin's Christmas socks, his Christmas present. Not his Christmas socks, but I did like a camo-ish, this with the orange to make kind of a camo. And then Eric's TARDIS socks, my Burrow socks, and some of these are from friends. This is from Tiffany, knitting from the mitten. It's some Patton's Croy. Got some Cascade Heritage prints from Amber of Yarn Junkie. So yeah, I've just got a lot. These are Tommy socks. I did get that added in. So what I've been doing, I add a square into my blanket, and then I have my journal, my Cozy Memories journal. And I am going through that and putting a little snip of the yarn, just cut a little bit off and tape it in with some washi tape. And then I put what the yarn was for. Like this is the very first square that I did, and I could not remember the name. But now that I'm thinking about it, I want to say it might be like a Deborah Norville or something. But I couldn't remember the name to put in there. But these were the very first pair of socks that I made for Wyatt. So I put that in there. I just put who it came from, if it's a mini from somebody, what the yarn is, if it's something that I've made something with. I put the project that I used it for. Just different things. And I have been, like here's a page that's ready. I've been numbering the squares. So right now I have 71 squares in my blanket. So for this year I've done 17. So I number, like there's 73, that's total number. The one that's circled is for this year. How many I've done this year so far. And I just think this is such a fun thing. I can be a bit OCD about things, and this kind of feeds my OCD a bit. To put the yarn in here, no who it's from or what I used it for, the type of yarn. And it's just great to have those memories to look back on, like the different gifts that I've made people and things I've made the boys. So I've got that. Now for the pattern, I use the Coziest Memory by Kimber Ray. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. The needles I'm using are 2.5 millimeter, which is a US 1.5, and I'm using Knitter's Pride Carbons DPNs, and I absolutely love them for this project. I do my squares smaller than the pattern calls you to do, so the DPNs work perfectly fine. They don't slide, the stitches don't slide off the end. I only cast on 40, right? Yes, 40. Yes. How could I forget that? I cast on 40 for my squares, so they are a little bit smaller than what is called for. And I think that is it. I still have Christmas minis that I have not put in there yet, and my Valentine's pack from No Makers is over there. I am so bad. But when I told you guys, I showed you my corner to corner blanket, which I'll pull out and just show you again real quick. But what I'm doing is any scraps that I have left from my Cozy Memories, I save for a magic knot ball for my corner to corner. So this is what I'm putting what's left from my Cozy Memories in. And I think I got this at a antique store, thrift store, somewhere in Yuma, I believe, Yuma, Arizona. But I just pop them down in here. I've got some wrapped around business cards, floss, holders, just balls. So I've got those in there just waiting to be made into a magic knot ball. And my corner to corner, like I said, is in my Bags by Awesome Granny. And I showed this last week and there's been no progress. But just a peek again because it's gorgeous. I love this. I cannot wait to get a bunch of minis ready to go, get that magic knot ball done, and get back to work on this. And I did not even say last week, the hook that I'm using is a size E, which is a 3.5 millimeter. And this is a tulip crochet hook, which are probably my absolute favorite. They're a little bit on the pricier side, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I've got two sets, one with this gray and then one with the pink. Cushiony, kind of a rubbery handle on them, I guess. And I absolutely love these. I cannot recommend these enough. So yes, that is what I'm using for that. And I think that's it for Let's Get Scrappy this week. I have not done anything else scrappy wise. I do have a scrappy project upcoming, which I will talk about in mail because it's something that I got in the mail from somebody that I'm going to use to make some scrappy socks. So we've got some works in progress to show today. So I'm going to clean up all of the scrappy stuff and be right back to show you all of the works in progress. I realized as I was putting the scrappy stuff up that I really only have 2 works in progress to show you today, because I already showed you my sock design. So that is a work in progress, and I only have 2 others. Now I do still have my All About That Brioche shawl sitting in the whip basket. I'm looking at the bag right now. I really do want to work on that. I just have been sock crazy lately. So, the first work in progress I will show you is out of, do I have the tag in here? Yes. This is my Gnome Acres one-of-a-kind sock blank. And here, let me show you the blank first. Got orange. I think it's getting a little bit blown out maybe. It's got orange, and then it almost kind of fades to like a pinkish red at times. And I've started on just the first sock. And this right now is my only plain vanilla sock that I have going on. So this is kind of my go-to when I'm in the car at the bus stop, or if I get just time to knit a few rows here and there, this is what I go for. So this is all I have so far, not a lot. And like I said, I think that's gonna get a little bit blown out because it's so orange. But I've got my Pop-Tart Progress Keeper from the Gnome Knitter on there. And I love that Progress Keeper. But yeah, just a plain vanilla sock, 64 stitches, 20 row cuff. I'll do probably 60 rows for the leg. And these I'm working up on Addy Sock Rockets, US 1, 2.25 millimeter. And it's going. I'm really enjoying the sock blank. This is my first time doing it, and obviously I've seen other, you know, podcasters and other people on Instagram do it, and they do look a little bit wonky, the stitches, as you're working it up. But I'm getting there. I'm getting used to how it feels, because I think they do feel a little bit different as you work them up because of the kink in the yarn. But it's not bad once you kind of get into the flow of it, and the way I tension my yarn, I think it pulls out any kinks as I'm knitting. So they're not looking too crazy. I did pull out a few rows at one point because I don't know what I did, but the stitches looked really crazy, like very, very gappy. So I did pull out one tiny little section, but they're looking good, and I think I'm getting used to the way the stitches look as you work them up. And then, like I've heard other people say, they will relax a little bit the yarn once you wear them and wash them and all of that. And I have this project in a bag from Freckled Whimsy, the fun Red Riding Hood fabric. Did I need to say anything else about those? Those are going to be my February socks for the Naughty Knitwits Socket, their year-long knit-along that they have going on. So that is my February socks. And I did also want to mention that Amber of Yarn Hoarder Podcast announced on her latest podcast that she is going to be doing a year-long sock knit-along as well. And her name is, I should have wrote it down. I think it's Free All the House Elves. I'm pretty sure. It's super cute name for the knit along, so definitely head over there and enter into that. I think everybody probably knows about it because everybody loves Amber. Okay, that was one work in progress. I've only got one other to show you. Okay, this next one is my project for the Timey Wimey cowl. And I am doing the pattern by Cece Almond, the Spoilers socks. And I think everybody knows Cece as well from Geeky Girls Knits and Java Pearl Designs. The yarn I'm using is from Meg, Bad Wolf Girl, Sits and Knits podcast, and Bad Wolf Girl Studios on Etsy. And this is her Galaxy yarn. Just look at that stellina, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? So I am really enjoying this yarn, and it's such a soft, plump base. I absolutely love it. So this is just my first sock, and I've done a good bit, I think, considering it's a pattern sock. You know, I have to pay attention to the pattern. It's got some cabling on the side here. Maybe, let me try to slip this on a blocker and see. Now, the pattern, if you've done this before, the pattern, you're thinking it's toe up. Yes, the pattern is written for toe up. I just couldn't do it, guys. So I did switch it to cuff down. That's just kind of been my thing lately. Okay, Let's see if you can see that a little bit better. There's the cable running down the side here. And then you've got the textured section over here. And then on the back, I've just done plain stockinette. And I love how this is more of the blues and the blacks. There is a little bit of the pinks and purples coming through there, but this side has more of the pink and purple. And I'm using my, flip this upside down so you can see it, my TARDIS teacup from Simply Serving. And I love it. My boys could not get over the TARDIS teacup. I'm doing these socks on Addie Sock Rockets as well. I'm missing my Hiya-Hiyas at the moment, but I'm giving my finger a much needed rest from being poked a gazillion times. So Addie Sock Rockets, US 1 2.25 millimeter, 64 stitches is what I cast on. And I'm very happy with these. The pattern is fun. I really enjoy just doing a pattern sock like this on the front, if at all possible, because it gives you just half a row of mindless knitting there. It just seems to make it go a little faster. And with the cabling, there are 2 sizes that come with the pattern. I was going to go up to the larger size, which is a 72 stitch count, but I wanted to do the 64 because that's my standard go-to, and I was using a different size needle. There were just lots of reasons I wanted to stick with the 64, but I knew if I put the pattern on the front and back with the cabling, it would probably be a little bit snug. So that's another reason I just did the front. And I am really enjoying it. I have got this project in my bag from Mountain State Stitches, my Doctor Who bag. And this is a smaller sock size bag. And guys, I love these smaller bags. I said this last week too, but I just love, you know, there's still room to fit everything. I've got my notions pouch, the pattern, the yarn, a little notebook. You probably can't see any of it, but it's all in there. And I just love these for popping into my purse or just taking in a car with me anywhere. They're great. All right. Let's see. That is it for whips, you guys. Like I said, I only have only two whips, other than the languishing shawl that I will get done. It's just I've been on such a sock kick lately. So what do we have next? Next we have mail, and there's a good bit of it. So go get a refill. I'm going to get a refill, get another beverage, and join me right back here to see some goodies. You guys, I'm sitting here looking at this pile next to me and feeling so blessed by this community. And not just because of this mail sitting beside me. This is amazing and a blessing in and of itself, but so blessed by the friends that I'm making, the people that I'm getting to meet from different parts of the country and different parts of the world. This opportunity to do this podcast and talk to you guys, and the fact that anybody even watches, and to be making friends that I never would have met otherwise. Amazing. Like, there truly are not words to tell you guys how it makes me feel. It's such a blessing, and I just feel like this is what I should be doing. I don't know, maybe that kind of sounds really corny, but I'm really enjoying this. And like I said, not just because of this pile of wonderful goodness that has came my way this week, just getting to meet everybody and chat with everybody and feel like I'm making all these friends. Absolutely wonderful. You guys are great. So let's jump right in. I will start with I think what was the first thing I received. I received this big box from the UK from the wonderful, sweet, and talented Amy of The Little Tailoress. She has a podcast and now an Etsy shop. So there was such a sweet card. So sweet. Amy is just a doll. She is, oh my goodness, I just love her. So she sent, there is some yarn and a stitch marker to use as a prize for the podcast. And look at that. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at the peachy pinks and the gray. Oh my goodness. And this is on her 4-ply, 75% wool, 25% nylon. It's perfect. This yarn is great. So this will be going into the prize drawer. And there is also a stitch marker, a little bird. And then this is mine. I don't know what I'm going to make with this. Some socks, I think. I think this will make some really pretty, might have to do a lacy pattern. And that's not all, you guys. That's not all. So Amy, I messaged her to see if she was going to be offering these in her shop because I wanted to make sure I let you guys know. And she is going to be offering these in her shop. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is just perfect. Absolutely perfect choice of fabric. I just can't even, you guys. It's a great drawstring bag. It opens up nice and wide at the top. And I don't think I'm going to be able to show you guys. Let me take some of this out. I guess I could turn it inside out because I want you guys to see these pockets. Okay. So on this side we have a bigger pocket with a snap. I'm going to show you guys what's in here too. Here's a little stitch marker for me, the same little bird. And you guys, look what she put in there. Can you see that? Can't, can you? Pink starburst. Amy obviously pays attention to my rambling because I burst out laughing when I opened that pocket and saw pink starburst. But yes, there is this pocket, which is, I go crazy over pockets because I've made a few project bags and I've attempted a pocket and I'm not a sewer. Like, there's gonna be no project bags for sale for me, but I've attempted pockets and they're hard. Look at this. It looks like a little envelope. And this will be perfect for storing little progress keepers or stitch markers. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now I am not positive that these are the exact bags that Amy will be offering in her shop, you know, with all the pockets and things, but she did say that she is planning to offer project bags in her shop. So definitely check, you know, out her podcast for one, because I just love listening to her. She is so sweet. It just feels like you're sitting down to chat with a friend when you sit and listen to her podcast. She's a doll. But yes, check her podcast out, her Instagram feed. I love looking at all of her pictures that she posts. Her yarn is gorgeous, and now she's going to be offering project bags. And like I said, I don't know that these will be the exact design that she'll use, but you should definitely check it out. It's nice and thick, nice canvasy fabric. This is going to be a long-lasting bag for sure. And she put in other little goodies too. I won't show you everything, but everything is mint, peppermint. She knows me, and I can't wait to try this. Cannot wait. I kind of left everything in here so that I wouldn't be too tempted, because I've gotten a lot of little goodies lately, and I'm not complaining at all. Send them my way. Like, I will never complain about getting chocolates or yarn. But I kind of kept these in here because, for one, I want to sit down and kind of savor them and enjoy them. And I just had so many goodies lately. I'm kind of like, I need to ration them, for one, so that I don't eat all the wonderful goodies at once. And I've been doing good working out, so I don't want to totally pig out, which mint chocolate, I can't help myself. So yes, I'm probably going to be having this evening. It's going to be kind of a long day. Editing always takes a while. Austin has basketball this evening, so I'm going to enjoy this evening once the kids are in bed. Yeah, she sent a few little teas and different things that are all some kind of mint. And the pink starburst, Amy, you've got my number, girl. So thank you so much. I already told you thank you, but I could not get over this package. Okay, next. I'm gonna try to stick with my list here so that I don't forget anything. Next, I got a package, pull it out first, from Lynn of the Sunshine and Bubblegum podcast. She also has an Etsy shop. And I'm talking about Lynn's package, but I'm not opening her package. Here we go. I opened the wrong one. I'm going to stick with my list, but totally get it wrong. Okay. This is Lynn's package. So Lynn contacted me and let me know that she would like to send a prize for the podcast. She sent me, or I should say sent you guys. First, here is her card. And there's a cute sunshine with a cloud. On a little, one of the light bulb stitch markers. And look at this bag, you guys. I love this bag. I told her I'm gonna have to order soon because this is a drawstring bag. And it is just the perfect size. I love the small bags for socks. I absolutely love them. And this is just perfect. I love her choice of the fabric. I don't know why. I'm definitely, I wouldn't say that I'm like a crazy for pink kind of a person. I like different shades of pink. But this is kind of like a peachy pinky. And I love it. There's her tag on the inside. And it's got polka dots. It's perfect. So this will be going to the prize drawer as well, to be used for the podcast. I'm going to wrap it back up here. And Lynn also sent me, she let me know she wanted to send me some Patton's Croy yarn because, you guys, I'm obsessed and I can't really find it around here. Like I think I mentioned last week, I haven't checked Michael's. We don't have a Joann's. I don't know where Joann's is around here, but the only other way, I guess, is to order it online, which obviously I can do. But anyways, Lynn let me know that she wanted to send me some Patton's Croy, and she asked, do you want some for socks for your boys or for yourself? And I said, surprise me. And this is perfect because I've been into different shades of pink and peach and coral lately, and this perfect shade that I'm into right now. I cannot wait to make socks with this and see how it's going to work up. I don't think I've seen socks worked up with this particular shade of Patton's Croy. And it is Brown Rose Marl. Is this supposed to be marble maybe, or marl? I don't know. Brown Rose. It is so pretty. So thank you so much, Lynn. I love the bag for the prize. I love the yarn. I cannot wait to start socks with that. Okay. Next, I got a message from Angie of Camel City Dye Works. And you guys, she's in North Carolina. I love when I can find a North Carolina dyer or bag maker. Feel like I'm you know, chatting and shopping from someone local. Like Amber of Makers Haven is from North Carolina as well. So I was so excited to find Angie's shop. And she wanted to send me some yarn. And she had me pick 2 from her shop. Just wait until you see these. This one is Sterling is the colorway. And it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. Or I'm sorry, sterling is the base. Stargazer is the colorway. If I could only read, I guess. There's her label. And this is 438 yards, 100 grams. Look how pretty that is. The different purples and the gray. And there's just a tiny bit of pops of blue in there, right there. Absolutely gorgeous. So she sent that, and then she also sent, this is on her Trinity base, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And I think this is the one I want to keep for myself. This is the one that I was really, really drawn to. And this is her orchid colorway. I love it. The greens and the pinks and purples. There's a little bit of gray. Almost black in some parts. Love it. Love, 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 love. So yes, I think I'm going to use this in a shawl. No, I love this one too. I can't make up my mind, guys. I'm horrible. Okay, so she also so generously, she not only sent the yarn, thank you so much, Angie, but she gave us a coupon code. So the coupon code is CSL15, and that is good for 15% off a $20 or more purchase through April 1st. So that is awesome. So I will get this added. I don't think I opened a coupon code thread last week, did I? I said I would, but I don't think I did. I will do that today as this is saving to the computer. So yes, Camel City Dye Works, and she sent me such a sweet note, and she also sent information about her yarn bases, and all of her bases are named after local North Carolina areas and attractions. So I absolutely love it. And the name Camel City is one of Winston-Salem's nicknames, as it is the home of R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, who made Camel cigarettes. I did not know that before I read this. And I didn't know this either. It's also the home of Krispy Kreme donuts. Who doesn't love Krispy Kreme donuts? When we would go to Myrtle Beach with my dad's family, my uncle would get up crazy early before everybody did and go get fresh, like just came off the roller Krispy Kreme donuts for breakfast. Every single morning. The best donuts. They are so good. So it's the home of Krispy Kreme donuts, Hanes Brands Clothing, and Wake Forest University. So there are just a ton of different bases, and they are all named after North Carolina things. So I love that, being that we live in North Carolina, and hopefully this will be our forever home. Depending on the husband's job, we will see, hopefully. But yes, so definitely go check out Camel City Dye Works. Angie is super, super sweet. I've loved getting to chat with her and get to know her a little bit. And she is a very, very talented yarn dyer. Yeah, I gotta look at them again because they're just so pretty. Oh, and she also sent me, and this is like the cutest, the tiniest little thing. This is called Game Day, and this is a BFL nylon base. Excuse me. And look how little that is. Just like the cutest little mini. I absolutely love it. Okay. We're not done, guys. We are not done. Next, I have just amazingly sweet in more than one ways package that I got from my friend Carmen. Love Carmen. We have chatted so much and I've enjoyed getting to know her and chat about failing at yarn diets. It's just so much fun. So she sent me this big package, and in it, and I may have already ate some of this, guys, as you can tell by the state of this bag. Oh my goodness, they're falling out everywhere. Okay. I tried to open this bag when we were on the way out of the door Saturday morning to Austin's basketball game because I wanted to throw, we always pack snacks and a lunch if we're not planning to stop for lunch after the game. So I tried to open this on the way out the door to throw a few of these in the bag, and the bag totally ripped. But look, Coffee Crisp. And they're the little tiny ones. You guys, we love these. We love, love, love Coffee Crisp. Eric's obsessed. I'm obsessed. We absolutely love them. So she also sent me I'm blanking on what it was called. Did I write it down because I already ate it? A caramel, maybe? It was like a milk chocolate caramel Cadbury bar. Not a Carmelo, because that's what the Cadbury caramel bars are in the US, but this tasted totally different and it was so good. And the Carmelos are one of my all-time favorite candy bars, but this was delicious. So she also sent me just some other little Canadian treats. Some peppermint hot cocoa mix. You guys know I like peppermint. And then some loose leaf tea. So yes, that was such a fun package to get in the mail. The boys are not as brave about trying out different things. They love Smarties, I will say that. They're like, oh, they're like M&Ms but better. So they love those. They've gotten a few little packages of those, and I think they're almost out, in the mail from people that have sent me things, and they love when they get something like that. So they've really enjoyed the Smarties, but they're not as brave about trying other things. I don't know, like I was as a kid. I didn't really like trying other things. Sometimes I still don't. But if it's chocolate, I'll try it. I will say that. Yeah, chocolate, anything, I would probably eat it. Okay, next, you may have seen that I posted a Doctor Who kit from Valkyrie Fibers. It was between her and Knox Yarn. Oh my goodness, and why am I blanking? There was one other shop. I'll put it down here. It was a kit between 3 different shops for Doctor Who. It wasn't specifically made for the knit along or anything, but an amazing, amazing kit with a bag, 2 skeins of yarn, and I believe they were tossing in some other goodies as well. And they still have, when I checked this morning, now that does not mean when this goes up that they will still be available, but they still had 3 kits left. So you should definitely head over and check those out. I will pop in a picture of the kit here. And it is Rose and the Doctor. Oh, Rose and 10, my absolute favorite. But Lauren of Valkyrie Fibers sent me this sweet package of minis. Scrappy, stripy socks. It is happening. They are just little bits of striped, self-striping yarn. And I'm gonna make scrappy socks with it. And I cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. So I am excited to do that, and definitely head over and check out the kit. I'm totally blanking today. I'm almost done. Almost done. Now this is an order that I placed. Finally, I have been going to Tuft Woolens. Sorry, my notebook with my notes is about to fall off the stool. I have been going to Tuft Woolen's website for a little while because I've been running so low on my sock soap, and every time I go they don't have anything. And Michelle from Naughty Knitwits had posted a big custom order with Martha of Tuft Woolen's, and it posted about it on Instagram, and I was like, that's why there's nothing in her shop. Michelle, you're buying everything. She didn't really, but it was just cute that every time I kept going there was nothing, and then Michelle posted this picture of this huge order from Tuft Woolen's. But I finally got lucky enough. In hers, you just kind of have to be lucky when you go and check. I just go check every now and then, and if there's something, I buy something, because you don't know, you know, I don't know, she may have regularly scheduled updates, but I don't know that she does. And she doesn't often post on Instagram when there is stuff. So I just go check sometimes, and like I said, if there's stuff in there, I buy it, because I love her lip balm. I loved her hand balm, and that stuff is amazing, amazing. But this time I just got some sock soap because that is what I needed. I got, this one is Sugar Skull, and the one I had been using that I'm almost out of is Chai Spice. And I thought that was my favorite by her, but this, I wish that you guys could smell this. I want candles of this. I want everything in this. It smells so amazing. And I also got Black Orchid, and I love how her stuff is packaged. It is just so nice. And both are the Tuft Woolen's sock soap. And this one smells good too. I just can't get over the Sugar Skull. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm gonna have to get the hand balm in this. It's gonna have to happen. And here is Martha's card. Oh, nope, I'm just kidding. It doesn't have the website or anything. Or yeah, on the back. But anyways, I'll put the website down here in the show notes. All of that. Here are two little cards that came with the order, and one tells you how to use the sock soap. So that is nice. Instructions. And I truly cannot recommend Tuft Woolen's enough if you were looking for a good wool wash. It's called sock soap, but I use it for my shawls when I soak them. Anything hand knit that I'm going to be soaking, I use this. So definitely check out Tuft Woolen's if you have not already. And I think that is it for mail. That's it. That was a lot. Again, that's kind of why we had to chat this week, because if I would have waited until next week, I'm afraid mail would have went on for like an hour in and of itself, and that can't happen, guys. That just can't happen. Okay, so we just have some chatter up next. Not a lot, just a little bit. All right, I got some more coffee, the last of the pot. Not a full pot, I make like half a pot for myself every morning. I told you guys, it has been coffee, coffee, coffee lately around here. I don't know what the deal is. I just switch from like tea, iced coffee, hot coffee. Lately it's been hot coffee all the way. Okay, I am feeling 100% back to myself, and it is amazing. I was having some allergy issues last time, getting over being sick, and then my allergies were acting up. I talked about that last week, but I'm feeling good again. My allergy medicine is back in my system. All is well. Knock on wood, nobody is sick right now, so things are going pretty good. Not really a bunch to chat about, I guess. Austin had a game over the weekend. That went okay. I was frustrated. Not with Austin or his team. They played great. They did have another loss. Not a big deal. You win some, you lose some. It happens. Austin did amazing. The kid has been practicing like hours, sometimes in a day. Outside, we have a hoop in our driveway. He practices for hours, and then sometimes he'll go get on the elliptical too to build up his endurance. He's obsessed, and it showed that he has been practicing. He had 6 game points. He did so good. When he first started basketball, his big old feet would sometimes get in the way when he would dribble, and he has really improved. The practice is paying off, you can tell. The game just, his team did great. Their sportsmanship I could not be more proud of, because the refs, they've played this team before, same refs when they've played them before. The refs are very biased, like they're very obviously for the other team. They don't call fouls on the other team, and they're fouling left and right. I mean, grabbing jerseys, hitting. One kid, they shoved one of the boys down on Austin's team and took the ball and took off with it, and nobody called a foul. And it's not just the 4th and 5th grade team. After that, the middle school team from Austin's school, because his school is a K through 12, Austin White School. The middle school team, they don't call fouls on that either. It, as a mother, as a parent, period, a mother or father, Eric was frustrated. You sit there and you watch this other team treating your son and his team in that manner, and you just think that is not good sportsmanship. It is so frustrating. Like, I don't lose my cool very often, and that made me want to lose my cool. Just to see, now, not this game, but the last time they played, Austin left the court with scratches on his arm, because it's a boy and girl team. There are only boys on Austin's team. I don't know if any girls even tried out, but anyways, the other team does have girls on the team, and the girls are feisty. Which girls are feisty anyways, right? We're feisty, but they need to cut their nails, like, and not scratch and grab, because Austin had scratches on his arm where they were grabbing them, and that, oh, it's just frustrating as a parent. And I'm not one to go say anything or cause a big commotion. Like, that's just not how I am. But it is very, very frustrating when everybody knows they're not calling these fouls, and we can very obviously see these fouls, but they're not calling them. I don't know. It's for me to see the fouls when I know nothing about basketball, they're pretty obvious. Yeah, like I said, just grabbing jerseys, grabbing arms, pushing, shoving. Oh my gosh, it's just frustrating. So yeah, they probably would have won if they would have been calling the fouls, but they didn't. But they played a much better game, I will say that, because they played a clean game. And I am so proud of not only Austin, but his entire team for not taking the fact that they're getting fouled left and right, they're getting hit, they're getting scratched, they're getting shoved. They don't take that and say, all right, you did that to me, I'm gonna get you back. They don't. They just keep on playing the game. So I'm very, very proud of them, and that their coach really pushes for them to play a clean game, because that's how it should be. You know, we're not playing hockey or boxing. Like, I don't even know. These kids, if you could just see, they're vicious out there. I don't know. But yeah, so other than the biased refs, Austin had a good game regardless of the fact that they lost. I've still been working out. Go me. I started 2 new workout programs yesterday with the Alexa Jean Fitness. I talked about that last week. I started her Sword to the Core Part 2 and her upper body. And I did 2 miles on the elliptical. So about 15 minutes of cardio, and then Sword to the Core 2 and upper body for week 1, day 1 for both of those. It's a miracle I got out of bed this morning. I am so sore, but I am determined. Today I'm going to do day 2 of week 1. I am going to, and 2 miles on the elliptical. It's gonna happen because I'm feeling like I'm back in the routine now. I haven't seen any more on the scale, like noticeable. I had lost 4 pounds last month. Since last week I really haven't seen any other change, but I'm feeling a change is the way things are fitting. So That's a plus. I'll take it. We have some family coming in town. They will be here the weekend of the 17th. It'll be Eric's mom and possibly his sister. So hopefully they're going to get to watch Austin play a game. That's kind of their whole point in coming, I think. And they'll get to stay for the weekend, and that'll be fun. It's always nice to have family come and visit. That is pretty much all that is going on here outside of knitting. We kind of live a boring life. I realized when I was doing show notes and I'm like, okay, chatter, what do I have to chat about? Well, the only time I left the house last week was Austin's game and my knit morning on Friday. That's it. Well, and I did go to the grocery store on Friday as well, but I left the house 2 days last week. That's kind of crazy. The life of a stay-at-home mom in the country. I don't like going to town. But I am going to get out of the house tomorrow and go mail some packages out and run by the store. That's kind of my excitement, you guys. And that's kind of why I get so much knitting done. I don't leave the house. I don't want to leave the house. I'm content in my house out here 10 miles from town. I like it. I like it. Okay, so I got a bunch of stuff to clean up and I got to get this going on the computer so I can get it up. It feels weird to be doing it today. My hair is a mess, guys. It's just falling out of the braid. Anyways, it feels weird to be doing this today since I just did it last week. It feels very strange. But I definitely wanted to chat with you guys, and I didn't want next week to be insane with the amount of stuff that I had to talk to you about. So I'm glad that I did it today. So I'm going to get this going. It should be up tomorrow because my computer just won't do it in one day. It will not do it. We need a new computer. Alright, so I'm going to go finish my last cup of coffee and get this day going, and I will chat with you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining me.